Hello everybody and welcome to Rate the K. My name is Paige or Plummy, whichever you prefer to call me, and in this video I'm gonna be reacting to the NCT Dream album Reload. Obviously excluding the title track because I already reacted to it and I freaking loved it. But before we get into it, there are a few things I just wanna talk about a little. First of all, I'm sorry I didn't post a video yesterday. This was supposed to be done yesterday, but because I'm gonna be moving literally today in a few hours after this video is recorded and uploaded, I was busy preparing everything, and this is actually most likely going to be the last video I ever record in this place, because after I move now for the summer, at the end of the summer I'm gonna be moving to another town, another city, because I'm gonna be going to university. So yeah, this is kind of gonna be, I don't know, in a few years probably this is gonna be a very nostalgic video for me, but you probably don't care about this. Anyway, most likely in the next few days I'm not gonna be posting anything again, because once I move I'm gonna take a few days to fix everything up and put everything together so I can get back into schedule and everything. So yeah, I guess now let's go back to the reaction, and the songs that I'm going to be reacting to are going to be NCT Dream 7 Days, Love Again, Puzzle Piece, and Quiet Down. So without further ado, let's just jump into it, starting off with 7 Days in 3, 2, 1. Okay, I definitely had different expectations for how the song was going to sound. Probably unfairly, but still. Okay, the beginning here for some reason gives me some BTS vibe. Also, one of the beats, I'm gonna mention which, give me a second when it comes. It sounds a lot like a beat of one of PewDiePie's songs. Like those songs that were made because of his Minecraft series. I think it literally has some, like this, the beat that you heard right here sounds exactly the same as the beat of the song about Sven, PewDiePie's Minecraft doc. It's literally the same, so I kind of like that. That is definitely making me like this song more because of that. Honestly, I'm enjoying this song more than I thought. For a B-side, honestly, I like it. I feel like it has certain B-side quality to it. Because usually I tend to not enjoy most B-sides of even groups that I like Stray Kids, NCT, 80s. I don't really enjoy most B-sides, except for a very small group of groups like BTS. I enjoy almost all B-sides except the one from the recent album. But this one, honestly, I enjoy it. Really hoping the rest of the songs are gonna be as good as this one. Because while I'm not blown away by this song, I'm honestly pretty satisfied. Okay, so this was honestly pretty good. With how the title track was, and honestly how much I've listened to it ever since it was released, like it's one of the songs that I've listened to the most this year, which is why it's probably gonna be my top 2 or top number 1 songs of 2020. I expected this one to be just as hard-hitting and fast-paced, probably stupidly. I shouldn't have expected that. So I was a bit disappointed that it didn't sound like that in the beginning, but honestly I ended up liking it for what it is. It's definitely a more chill, but it's still a fun song. I don't think there was really any rapping in it, at least it didn't stand out to me, but I honestly enjoyed it surprisingly quite a lot. And as I said, most B-sides are not really enjoyable for me. There's only a select few groups that I do enjoy the B-sides of, those being BTS, excluding their most recent album, but again, maybe I should listen to it a bit more and I'll love it more. Twice, at least until Fancy, I loved all their B-sides. I haven't really listened to all their B-sides ever since Fancy, and I think there was the other group, In Fact. But again, with the most recent album, again it's been skewed, so I'm not sure how much I love their most recent albums B-sides. There's very few groups for whom I enjoy the B-sides, so for me to enjoy this one and to say that it's a really good B-side, honestly, it means quite a lot. And yeah, it's not a song that is really like 10 out of 10, but it's a good song. It's a good song. I don't really see any big flaws with it, and it's satisfying to listen to. So I think I'm gonna give this one an 8.8 out of 10. Not because it's bad, but because it just doesn't have the 10 out of 10 quality, but it's still really good. There aren't really any flaws to this song. While objectively, I am gonna give it a 9 out of 10 because yeah, it's a good song without any flaws, but it's still not as good as the title track. So yeah, let's move on to the next song of this video, that being Love Again, in 3, 2, 1. Is Hachan rapping? Does that count as rapping? At this point, I've learned almost all their names, but I still keep confusing Jisung and Jaemin. But NCT Dream are definitely my favorite NCT unit, by far. They're the most polished. Like, they have all the talent, I feel like, and I feel like it's spread really equally between all the members, and the line distribution is perfect between the members compared to NCT 127, where it's usually Mark Young and friends. Honestly, I'm enjoying this one too. Again, I'm not blown away, but I'm satisfied. I think I enjoyed this more than the NCT 127 album. Like, it's keeping my attention much more than that. Ooh, that sounded really good. Okay, I'm definitely reacting to this one a second time. If this continues, we might have a contender for top 5 K-pop albums of 2020. I feel like this one could have had a little bit more heart-hitting parts to it, and I would have loved it, and I think it would have been better, but it's still great as this, because in some parts it sounds a bit too soft, Since when does Ha-chan rap? Honestly, I gotta say, in NCT Dream, it's been really hard for me to understand who are the rappers. Because before Mark left, I thought he was the only rapper, but after that, I realized that Jeno and Jamin are rappers. I honestly don't know. I know that Jeno is a rapper, but I think Jamin is the other one. I'm curious how Mark coming back to the group is gonna maybe change the dynamic a little, because I know he used to be back in the group, but he hasn't been in the group for quite a long time at this point. I think a year. Even, actually, I think it's closer. No, I don't know. I think it's more than a year, maybe. Okay, let's get into this one more time before I share my opinion. So let's go in 3, 2, 1. This song instantly just catches your attention with Ha-chan rapping, which is unusual, and I like it. Like, if the song was more like, the whole song was more like this, I think it would have been a solid contender for the best B-sides of this album, even before I have listened to the other two. But it's still really good. I feel like the chorus is a bit too soft and cutesy, maybe even playful, I don't know, whichever word you want to use to describe it. I wish it was a bit more harder and rougher, like the title track was. Because like the parts of the song that sound the most hip-hop like, I really like. This part here is also really good. Okay, I fucking love this song. Like in these parts, it's honestly a 10 out of 10. I'm definitely gonna be listening to this one, that's for sure. I love hearing Ha-chan rap, even though you're barely able to hear it. At least here, in the beginning you can clearly hear it. Okay, so this was honestly a surprisingly enjoyable song. I like it quite a lot, but I still think it's not a perfect song. Like, a lot of the song is a bit too soft. Like, I wish it leaned even more into the hip-hop thing that it had going for a huge part of it, like more of the harder rapping, more of the um, just rougher sounds. Like a lot of B-sides, in my opinion, suffer from generic music in them, like a generic instrumental, and this one is a victim of that too. I feel like if it had a, li- a little bit more different instrumental, it would have allowed it to stand out quite a lot. But I still like it, though. Definitely, I think the fact that it's the instrumental is on the generic side is a reason why I'm not like a 10 out of 10 on this song. But I do think it's really cool. It's a really good song. There are really cool moments like with Ha-chan rapping, but it definitely could have been better. So for this one, I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10 because I really like it more than the last one for sure. But I just wish the whole song was better and more like the moments that I really like, because the moments that I really like are so good. While objectively, I think I'm gonna give it a 9.2 out of 10 because most people who listen to the music don't really give a shit about tiny details like this, so it's perfectly there. You're perfectly able to enjoy it if you don't really focus on these little things. And even I probably won't really focus on the fact that the whole song is not how I want it to be when I listen to it. So yeah, ultimately it's a 9.2 out of 10. So without further ado, let's get into the next song, that being Puzzle Piece. So let's get into it in 3, So this was a song. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't hate it. It's a slow song, which I'm notorious for not liking slower songs, mainly because they can't really keep my attention, especially during a reaction. So even during reactions, I'm a little bit harsher on those songs than in general. But honestly, it wasn't that bad. I like the vibe of the song. It sounds like an OST, or I mean, yeah, I'd say it's more closer to an OST rather than an anime opening. But it's still good. It reminds me, most likely because of the guitar, of the soundtrack of a really cool TV show that I watched on Disney Channel 10 years ago. It was called Jake and Blake. It was about two twins. It was really cool, and it had a lot of cool sounding songs that sounded a lot like this one, mainly because of the guitar most likely. But it just reminded me of that, and I kept thinking about it during the reaction. But yeah, I like the singing in this one. I like that the rappers also sung in this one. The singing was great, honestly, but this is just not the type of thing that catches my attention and that I enjoy the most. And that's specifically the case for K-pop songs, because I can't speak Korean. I don't understand what they're saying, so it's especially less interesting, because usually in English I do enjoy slow songs. Like, I don't hate them or dislike them as much as I do in the case of K-pop. In K-pop, obviously, I seem to enjoy more the more maximalistic, with like dozens of sound and fast pace and everything, because it keeps my short attention span from going away. Yeah, still, it is a really good song. If you enjoy this kind of music, it is a really good song. I'm not gonna deny that. So personally, I think I'm gonna give this one an 8.6 out of 10, which, yes, it's lower than the last two songs, but the fact that it isn't able to keep my attention does go into the rating. But still, objectively, because I still think it's a really good song, I'm still gonna give it a 9 out of 10, I guess. Honestly, for somebody who enjoyed this kind of thing, it could go as far up as 9.4, but I think I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10, because let's put it in the middle. So yeah, I gotta say, so far, I really like that so far each song has been very different, or has had something that stands out about it. The least one so far has been the first one, obviously, but they've still stood out from each other, so there's that. So let's get into the last one of this video, that being Quiet Down, and see how that one is gonna manage to stand out in 3, 2, 1. Okay, this one already stands out. What the hell? This is actually really good. I'm still not won over, but I like where it's going. This honestly feels like a title track. Honestly, this genuinely sounds like a title track. Honestly, this is not as good as most of the title tracks, but it could have been a solid contender for a title track, that's for sure. It definitely has the vibe of a title track. This doesn't feel like a B-side at all. And yeah, I'm gonna react to it again. The chorus was a bit of a disappointment because it's kind of building up with a very unique sound, and beat, and then it kind of dissipates during the chorus. This one deserves a really cool drop during the chorus. Again, I feel like it's very similar to Love Again. Some parts are really hard-hitting and really pretty much my taste, but some parts really go, I don't know. Some parts of the song just don't live up to what the rest of the songs are. Okay, let's get into it one more time in 3, 2, 1. Like in this case, even the instrumental is really interesting and unique, and I like that. And it starts off really great, and it builds up towards the chorus in a very satisfying manner. But then during the chorus, I don't know what happens. It deserves a really hard-hitting drop, but it's not that. I really like the vocals though. The vocals are consistently good, I gotta say that. I mean, the rapping is also not that bad, but I feel like the singing is more consistently good. It kind of annoys me how it deceives you. Like, you would think the chorus is gonna drop super quite a lot, and then it doesn't really drop. I still, in a certain way, like what they do with the chorus and the fact that it deceives you, but I don't know. Even that I feel like could have been done better. Okay, this was pretty much how I felt about Love Again, if I gotta be honest. It's not really that far different. The only difference might be that I feel like maybe I'm a little bit more into this because I enjoyed the instrumental more, like it was much more unique and interesting compared to Love Again. But overall, it's pretty much the same thing. Some parts of the song sound really cool and really interesting. Some parts of the song really go into generic direction, like the chorus, not into what I want to hear. but I can't be too harsh. Like, it's still a good song, but I don't know if I'm gonna listen to it compared to Love Again, because at least Love Again, on the other hand, had unique inclusion of Hai-chan as a rapper instead of him singing, although I think he also sung, but it was interesting to see him, to hear him rap. That was interesting. But yeah, I still think it's a good song, but yeah, I feel like a lot of these songs had really cool ideas, and I love how different from each other, like each one had a different thing going for it that was unique from the rest, but I feel like they didn't go far enough with it. I feel like that's a problem with a lot of K-pop songs. Like, each songs tend to have a gimmick, so it stands from the rest, and it's not just a filler song. But a lot of the time they don't commit to making it different and unique, because maybe they're afraid people won't listen to it or something. I don't know, because I feel like K-pop fans are notorious for not liking unusual or out of the ordinary K-pop songs, although nowadays I feel like it's not as unusual, because there are a lot of successful groups who have different sound, like Dreamcatcher for girl groups. For boy groups, there's Stray Kids, who has a really interesting sound, NCT, who had a different sound. I feel like they're going a bit generic with the last few comebacks. Not necessarily mean that the songs are bad, but I don't feel like songs like Kick It or Superhuman are as unique as Wakey Wakey, Chain, or Simon Says, or Cherry Bomb. So yeah, I think I'm gonna give this one personally an 8.9 out of 10, because I enjoyed it, but I don't know, I don't want to repeat myself. It's good, but it could have been much better. And I feel like out of all these songs, I appreciate how different they are and how they go for different things, but none of these really blew me away as much as the title track. They're good, but they're not good as the title track. And I can't really compare how good this album is compared to other NCT Dream albums, because I haven't listened to them, but maybe I should do that. Most likely in some of my following videos I'm gonna be reacting to Drippin', if you're interested in that, because I haven't listened to that song, but I've heard it's really good. Almost forgot, for this one, objectively, I think I'm gonna give it a 9.3, because I feel like again, if you don't really care about the details, but you still have a similar taste to mine, I think it's gonna be a really enjoyable song, because it has a really unique instrumental. There's a lot of cool rapping into it. If you ignore the kind of unsatisfying chorus, it's a good song. But still, these songs could have been better, but they're still good enough. And probably if I listen to them a little bit more, I'll be into them even more. But out of the four, definitely the one that I has the most chance of me listening to it is going to be Love Again, because of Hai-chan rapping, because it sounded really cool. So yeah, if you guys have any K-pop songs you want me to react to, make sure to comment them down below, and I'm gonna add them to my list, though I don't promise when I'm gonna get to your specific request, because I do have a lot of songs I need to react to, and especially when there are a lot of comebacks, I want to check out all the comebacks and B-sides and everything, so that makes it take even longer, especially in the next few days, because I'm gonna be moving, I won't be posting anything, so if you comment and request something, it's gonna take a little bit more than usual even, but yeah, still do it if you want me to check it out. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, also check out the links in the description to my Twitter if you want to follow me there, or to my other channels where I post anything from gaming videos to TV show, cartoon, movie reactions, to Yu-Gi-Oh! / anime content. And also you can check out my Wattpad where I post my stories, because in addition to doing all these videos on my channels, I'm also a writer. And if you do end up enjoying my stories or simply enjoy my videos, you can head over to Patreon or Subscribestar, where you can pledge your support and help keep the channel going, help support me so I can keep writing the stories you enjoy. And additionally, I just want to mention that all the money you decide to support me with are going to go towards my transition fund, because if you're new to the channel or you just haven't realized it, I'm actually trans, but haven't been able to transition because of the country I live in being relatively homophobic. Even though we are in the EU, I live in Eastern Europe. And because even if I could, I can't really afford it, so if you can help me out by donating, that would be greatly appreciated. And there are obviously some rewards over there on Patreon and Subscribestar, so do check it out. But still, I don't want to guilt trip you into helping me out, so if you don't want to do it, that's completely fine. You can still help me out by liking this video, subscribing, and especially sharing this video with somebody who you think might enjoy it. And I think that's pretty much it for this video, so hopefully I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye!
Come on and get your game